Hilda has received a telegram to say that her mother is ill, but instead of leaving for London, she has stayed to work on Cannon's newspaper.
Signal! Get your signal! South Africa, details! Child Boys fight British Army, details! Signal! Get your signal!
Superseded, Miss Lesswise.
Scandal in the Five Towns. And this our first bow to the public. We feel that it is our solemn and bounden duty. Mr. Richard Enville is a self-seeking swindler. Let us examine the way in which Mr. Richard Enville has so grossly abused that position of his...
Absolutely certain, Mr. Emmons. It's been very pleasant meeting you, Mr. Enville.
Good luck with your first edition, Cullen. I hope it goes well.
Thank you.
Good idea.
Good day. Your notebook, please.
Yes, Mr. Cannon.
Mr. Dayson will compose the new leading article.
Outline, Miss Lesswise. A play for justice. Barrel 1. On this, our first bow to the public, comma, we feel it is our solemn and bounden duty, comma, to the district which it is our highest ambition to serve, comma, to speak out plainly and positively against the campaign of vulgar vilification inaugurated yesterday by our contemporary, the Staffordshire Signal, against our esteemed fellow townsman, Mr. Richard Anville. Full stop. Seldom, comma, in the history of responsible journalism, comma, has there been such an unjustified attack upon a defenseless citizen. Stop. Mr. Richard Anville is a man of honor. Stop. Mr. Richard Anville has served this...
Get your signal! Cricket Prince, Boys will fight! Signal!
Mr. Richard Anville...
All right, that'll do, Dayson. You finish it.
Right.
I must be off.
Right, you are. Run down with it to the printers myself as soon as it's copied.
Right. I'll send Souter up with a copy of the Signal. You better do something on this South Africa business and take that down by hand as well.
Well, do you think we'll have time?
Oh, I'm not having our first edition miss something big like that.
Right, oh, governor, whatever you
And
say.
tell that printer we're to be on the railway bookstores first thing tomorrow morning.
Well, he'll never do it.
He's got to do it. I don't care if he has to work all night.
All right, all right.
And don't forget now, Mr. Enville wants a proof of his half-page advertisement.
Right, where was I? Mr. Richard Anville is a man of honor. Stop. Mr. Richard Anville has served this town, comma, served these 5 towns, comma, with the unswerving and unselfish dedication of a man whose only ambition is to improve the life of his fellow citizens. Stop. Mr. Richard Anville.
Whatever. It's my world. It is.
You going?
I was going.
Everything all right?
Mr. Dayson says so.
Hey, he's gone, has he?
Yes, Mr. Souter's gone too.
Good. Gone to press, eh? It's a funny business, this newspaper business, isn't it? Just imagine Enville now. Upon my soul, I never thought he had it in him. Well, of course, it would have been madness for us to miss a chance like that. Especially after the Signal had printed the scandal story first. A newspaper stands or falls by its advertisers, you know. And once he's chief bailiff, Mr. Enville will be one of the men of the future in this town.
Yes.
Oh, yes. It's got a great future as the Chronicle. We shall make the Signal look to its mettle. Eh? I dare say they're sitting in their office over at Hanbridge thinking to themselves what a poor thing we are. Well, they'll change their tune before very much longer. In fact, I tell you, if they don't watch out, we shall pretty soon stop them playing any tune at all.
I have to go to London tomorrow, Mr. Cannon. I had a telegram from Miss Gailey. It seems that my mother is ill.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Nothing serious, I hope.
Well, I don't think so. She doesn't say come at once or anything like that. She just says, can you come? Well, that doesn't sound very serious, does it?
No, I shouldn't think so, no.
My mother's always been quite strong. She's never had a serious illness in her life. I'm sure that Miss Gailey has written to tell me the details. I shall get the letter in the morning, I should think.
Yes.
I telegrammed back to say that I would catch the first train tomorrow. Well, I didn't want to leave before my work was done.
It's a good thing you didn't go to London when your mother went. Don't forget, you can pick up the Chronicle from the station bookstore.
Yes. It's a good thing you didn't go to London when your mother went. This afternoon. Of course I should have gone. I shouldn't have been there when he came back tonight. I should have been in London. Of course I should have been. She wouldn't have sent a telegram if it was nothing at all. I should have said to him, my mother's ill. I've had a telegram. I've got to go. Why didn't I say it? Why? I shouldn't have been there in that room with him tonight. Be a letter in the morning to say she's all right. There will be. I know there will. Come on. Have you seen the postman this morning, Florrie?
No, miss.
Please, miss. It's for me.
For you?
Miss Florrie Baxter.
Why didn't she write? Why didn't she? Now, when you leave me at the station, Florrie, you'll go straight to your house.
Yes, miss.
I shall write and tell you when I'm coming home.
Yes, miss.
Fancy that child having a follower at her age. Why didn't they write? She's certainly got a follower. Chronicle, please.
It's the new paper, miss.
I know it is. Good afternoon. Here I am. Only I'm afraid I haven't got enough to pay the cabman.
She'd gone to do some shopping. She was walking down the street. She hadn't reached the shop. You know what these streets are. They seem to go on forever. This doctor happened to be passing in his carriage and saw that something was the matter with her. He drove her home, you see. I told him, of course, about the food, the food she'd eaten, but it disagreed with her. He didn't seem too worried because he thought it was that. Then, when she had such a very bad night, I felt it was my duty to telegraph to you. The doctor came round again and examined her. Said it was peritonitis from a perforated cancer. She died this morning, just after 11 o'clock. I'm sorry we have to sit up here. It's so difficult to be private in a boarding house. There are some people I don't like at all. There are some people called Baltour, too. I'll get a fire lit up here. Of course I will. We must decide about the funeral, mustn't we? I don't know if you mean to ask anyone. I remember your mother had an uncle in Scotland who she used to talk about quite a lot. I wonder if he would want to come. Perhaps you should write and ask anyway. It is a considerable distance, I know, but if you met him at the station...
It's my fault. It's my fault. I've sinned, haven't I? She wouldn't be dead if it wasn't for me.
I'm going into Hanbridge on business.
Yes, Father.
I shall be there all morning.
Yes, Father.
Get this door seen to, will you? Damn stupid having a door that won't stay closed.
Got to go out on business, Steph.
Yes, sir.
Shan't be long.
Morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Morning.
Tricky job, that.
Oh, he needs a steady hand. Gotta be quite something, that window. Oh, but it'll be colourful anyway. Carpenter upstairs, is he?
Doing them shelves as you asked for.
Oh. Morning.
Morning, sir.
Get the bookcases up then.
Aye, sir.
Jolly good.
He's there again.
Who is? And where?
Edwin Clayhanger. I've just seen him from the bedroom across the garden. He's having a poke round your house again.
It's his father's house. He's paying for it.
It's the artist who always owns his work. You built it.
What's this flattery all of a sudden? Are you after some money or what?
You're too suspicious, Father. I've been reading this book of Tom's.
Ah, second-hand opinions. That's it, eh? If you want to take a tip from Tom, take a tip from him about getting up. He left for work an hour ago. But I've been in my study since 7 o'clock.
Such a weary life you all have to lead.
Jimmy, sit down and eat your breakfast, please.
Where's Johnny got to?
Sleeping away.
And Alicia?
I suppose so. So, you must admit that, compared with some, I'm really rather virtuous.
If you eat your bacon, you'll be virtuous.
Anyway, my feeling about Edwin Clayhanger is, he's a funny cove.
My feeling is, you know nothing about him.
Well, I'll tell you what I feel, if you're interested.
Oh, we are. We are. What now? Of course we are.
There's no need to make a performance of it. I feel that he's the right sort of young man, that's all.
I quite agree with you. He is.
The right sort for what?
Well, just the right sort of young man, that's all. He was Charlie's best friend at school, you know. And there was that machine. Now, don't forget that. He saved his father's works that day.
How many years ago was that then, Mother?
I think Father's right. I think he's interesting. I think there's something different about him.
So that's the way the wind blows, is it?
That's just being foolish, and you know it is. Mind you, his sister Clara now, well, she's an impossible piece of goods. I'm afraid she got her due when she married Albert Benbow. And as for poor dear Maggie, well, she was born an old maid, poor Maggie was.
That's just the trouble with Edwin. He's an old maid, too.
I've spent a lot of time with Edwin, and I'm here to tell you that he's nobody's fool. Oh, it's not always easy to get through to him, but he says things sometimes that are most surprising. Oh, some of the things he says are really rather good.
Why do you never invite him to come here, Osmond?
Oh, he'd never come. He'd never come. He's far too shy.
Have you ever asked him?
Oh, don't mistake me, I should like to. But it wouldn't be any use. It's very solitary, you know.
How can you possibly be sure if you haven't tried?
You try, then. You try.
Don't be silly, Jimmy.
Nonsense, he's quite right. If you're so sure, you try.
And don't think I couldn't succeed, because I could.
Ah.
Good. Very well, then, if you're so determined to laugh, but I tell you this, I could have him here by the end of the week.
Oh, could you indeed?
I could. Yes, I could.
You wouldn't care to have a bet on it?
You bet she wouldn't.
Come along, threepence.
Make it sixpence, Father.
Jimmy.
You can't lose it, you know.
Oh, can't he?
Oh, a bet then.
All right. Yes, all right.
Bravo.
I shall have him here by the end of the week. good morning.
Oh, morning, miss.
I suppose you haven't got the Light of Asia in stock?
I'm afraid we haven't, miss.
Oh.
I think you said The Light of Asia.
Yes, The Light of Asia by Edwin Arnold.
Yes, by Edwin Arnold. Edwin Arnold.
It's been talked about a great deal.
Yes, it has. No, I'm very sorry, but we haven't got it in stock.
I should like you to order it for me.
The fact is, miss, Mr. Clayhanger has decided to give up the new book business. I'm very sorry.
Really, I see.
I don't know if...
Is Mr. Clayhanger in? Or Mr. Edwin?
Just one moment, please, miss. Come in. Yes, Steph. Miss Orgrave wants to order The Light of Asia, sir.
Oh. How do you do, Miss Orgrave? I thought it was your voice.
How do you do, Mr. Clayhanger? I was just going to order a book.
Oh, yes, The Light of Asia.
Have you read it?
Yes. That is, a lot of it.
Have you?
It was quite an accident that I saw it. I never read that sort of thing, not as a rule.
Is it worth buying?
I don't know. It depends, you know. If you read a lot of poetry, it's worth buying. If you don't, it isn't. It's not like Tennyson, you know. You see what I mean?
Yes, quite. Tom reads rather a lot of poetry. That's my eldest brother.
That might justify you buying it.
But if you don't supply new books
Oh,
anymore...
that's nothing. I should be very pleased to get it for you, especially, Miss Orgrave. It was Father that decided only last month that the new book business is more trouble than it's worth. Oh, it wasn't away, but I'm sorry myself we've given it up, poor as it was. Of course, there are no book buyers in this town. That is, well, you know, regular ones, especially now that old Lawton's dead. But still, what with one thing and another, there was generally some book on order, and I used to see them. Of course, there's no money in it, but still. Father says people buy less books than they used to, but he's wrong there. I've shown him he's wrong by our order books, but he wouldn't see it.
Well, I'll ask Tom first.
It's no trouble for us to order it for you, I can assure you that. I can get it down by return of post.
There's no great hurry.
It's no problem, really.
Well, if you're sure.
Oh, yes.
It's very kind of you, thank you. Oh, Father told me to tell you if I saw you that the glazing will be finished this morning.
Oh. Up at the new house, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Well, thank you so much for your trouble.
Really? No, really. No, it's no trouble.
Thank you anyway.
It's a pleasure, honestly. I think I shall have to come up and have a look at that glazing after tea.
Well, goodbye then, Mr. Clayhanger.
Goodbye, Miss Orgrave. The Light of Asia, Miss J. Orgrave.
Nothing to do, Stifford.
Yes, sir.
Get on with it, then. Been to printing shop this morning?
No, Father.
Fat use for me to go on business if I can't leave here to keep an eye here. Well, when you finish what you're doing, get over there. Now this election racketing's over and we've got Liberals in, as we all wanted. I'll thank you to see that red and blue ink's cleaned off the rollers and slats and the type's clean, too. I told them 10 times if I told them once, but as far as I can make out, they've done no trade yet. Eh? What's that?
Oh, it's a book order, Father.
Book order? We don't take orders for books.
I know that, Father, but Miss Orgrave came in and asked for this book, and I said we'd do it this once as a favour to her.
Favour to her? Favour to her? Was she to have favours?
Well, it's only one book, Father.
Did I tell thee what in the name of God's the use of telling me things? Have I told you not to take any more orders for books, or haven't I? Haven't I said over and over again that I want this shop to be known for wholesale? Wholesale, understand? Printing and wholesale, not fiddling about with bits of books. If Orgrave's girl wants a blasted books, let her go to Ambridge and get them there. There's printers in Ambridge waste their time with that. Were you telling me as Orgrave won't give her tram fare? With money he makes robbing folks like me, happen to spare her threepence for that. I'm in business, not favours. business, do you see? There's more sense in this desk than there is in thee. More sense, and more use as well. What have you ever done for printing? Brought in new orders, have you? New clients, eh? All you brings in is orders for blasted books as you waste your time reading as soon as they're in. Well, I'll not have it. I'll not have it. I'll not have it. See? You're going to a printing shop, aren't you?
By God, if I ever get the chance, I'll pay you out for this someday.
Just on my way to compositing, Mr. Edwin.
We started on the cleaning yet, James?
Oh, we have indeed been at it all morning.
Good. Father's beginning to get impatient, you know. Best get the bigger cases finished first.
Right, it is, Mr. Edwin. Well, I say, Mr. Edwin, when are we going to rearrange all this? You know, it does take a time to get around to ground floor to compositing.
I know it does, James. We must get a door knocked out there.
Could you see to it, Mr. Edwin?
I'll get it done very soon, I promise you.
Oh, won't be too soon.
What have you lost?
My pumps.
I don't suppose they're in here.
I've had this challenge into Father for 4 whole days, and he's just come out of his room and said he'll take time off to play now.
Play in the shoes you've got on.
I should say. What do you think that'll do to the lawn? You can't play croquet seriously without a good lawn.
Here they are.
Somebody put them away.
I shall beat him easily, you know. I'll be another 10 minutes.
But you said now.
I've just thought of something I want to jot down.
Oh, blast. Did you then?
Did I what?
See Edwin Clayhanger.
I said I would, didn't I?
When's he coming round here?
Haven't asked him yet.
There you are.
Don't you worry, I will. And I'll get him here, too.
Well, tell me all about the meeting, then. Stimulating, was it? Good and thrilling, eh?
We had a pleasant conversation, thank you very much, and he was very helpful about ordering a book for me.
Good.
Is Mr. Clayhanger really mean with his money?
Father says he is. That's why he's so rich. I'll bet he pays Edwin little enough anyway. Didn't you notice the way he has to dress?
Not really, no.
I'm off to try a few practice shots. Care to watch me?
No, thank you, but I might have a stroll in the garden.
Suit yourself.
Fair shot, that, Jimmy. Not too bad, was it? I can do better, though.
Good Lord. There she is. What a coincidence. What's she waving at? Does that mean I'll have to go out there?
Good.
Damn and hell, I suppose I will.
Well, how do you like the effect of those windows now they're done?
Very nice indeed.
Yes, Father said they were. I do hope Mr. Clayhanger will like them too.
Oh, it'll be all right for the dad, no fear.
I haven't seen them yet. In fact, I haven't been in your house for such a long time. But I do think it's going to be very nice. All Father's houses are so nice, aren't they?
Yes. You ought to come in and look at it.
Do you think I can manage to scramble in here?
Oh,
I know what I'll do. I'll get the steps.
I've never been through anything like this before. Never been through anything like this. Champion female clog dancer of the Midlands. Can you manage?
Think so.
Careful.
Well, a good thing Mother didn't see me.
Shall we go in then?
Yes.
I haven't known what life is. I've been asleep. This is life.
What a nice house.
Yes, it is.
I do like that window in the drawing room. It catches the evening sun beautifully. I see they've finished the plasterwork.
Yes. Would you care to see how the upstairs is coming on?
Oh, may I? I would love to, please. Here.
Do you know, the cistern's so big, they had to put it in before they put the roof on. Well, your father would have told you that, of course.
No, he didn't.
Didn't he? That's what they had to do. Water's not turned on yet, of course.
No.
The Romans knew what they were doing with all their plumbing.
Yes.
Then the world just forgot it, or so it seems. Where we live now, above the shop, that's not so very old, not as old as all that, but it's jolly old-fashioned enough, all right. No proper bathroom there at all. Oh, no. Not even any water on the first floor. Every drop you want has to be carried right up. I don't think that's civilised, honestly I don't. Be a jolly sight different when we move in here. Your father can design a bathroom, all right.
I think he can.
Oh, yes. Phew. Have a real good splash about in there. Mine.
I see you're having shelves fitted. You're very fond of books, aren't you?
Yes.
Aren't they wonderful things? What do you read most?
Oh, I'm pretty haphazard, I'm afraid. I always mean to have a system, you know, always mean to organise myself properly, but in the end I never seem to keep it up. I just end up reading everything.
Yes, I know what you mean. Books are wonderful things.
Yes. This shelving's between your father and me. The dad doesn't know about it. It'll go in with the house fittings. I don't suppose the dad'll even notice.
Father's invented an excellent dodge for the shelving in the hall in our house. I'm sure he'd like you to come and see it. The dear thing's most absurdly proud of it.
I should like to.
Would you come in some evening and see us? Mother will be delighted. We all should.
Very kind of you.
Could you come tonight or tomorrow night?
I'm afraid I couldn't come tonight or tomorrow night.
Well, I hope some other time.
Thanks. I should like to.
think I really must be going now. Perhaps I'd better go out through the front way. There are no steps this side.
Oh, yes, of course. I think it's a splendid house. Really splendid.
It is nice, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, good night then, Mr. Clayhanger.
Good night then, Miss Orgrave. I hope I didn't offend her. Oh, no. She's not offended. A fine girl like that isn't offended over nothing at all. I'm so blooming shabby. Look at me. By Jove, she's a splendid girl. Can't be many girls knocking about as fine as she is. Why did I say I couldn't go? Oh, I haven't got any engagements. I never do have. I'm just scared stiff. That's the trouble with me. I will go sometime, I will. That bit about the Romans and the plumbing was all right. Yes. Really quite good was all that. I should have managed something better about the books, though. God, I've read enough. I could have talked about... No, I haven't. I haven't. I've hardly read anything at all. Nothing that matters anyway. I've hardly read anything at all. I haven't read anything at all. I haven't done anything at all. I meant to, but I haven't. Nothing at all. I've just stood still. It'll change here, though. It will. I can work here. I can read, I can draw, I can really get myself organised here. What the hell does it matter what I am? Architect, printer, what I am, so long as I can work to improve myself, and I can do it here. I know I can. What's more, I shall come right out of my shell. I shall meet people. I shall talk to them. I shall start to make friends. I shall be Edwin Clayhanger. They'll have to know that. Father as well. They'll have to know that. They'll have to know who Edwin Clayhanger is. I wonder what sort of life the Orgraves live. Well, I shall go round there. I shall. Best not to rush it anyway. But sometime, before very long.
It is perfect. It really is.
Hello, Auntie.
Well, Edwin, what a wonderful surprise.
What did you leave the front door open for?
Was it open?
Was it open? The whole of Trafalgar Road could have walked in and made themselves at home.
Now, Father, it was an accident, I know. Oh, I'm quite certain Edwin was sure he closed it. Well, you know how sticky a new door can be. Don't tie your legs coming down, Edwin. Your father and I are coming upstairs. Beautiful house, beautiful, quite perfect, the very latest of everything. Do you know what I've been thinking since I came in the door? Oh, what's this room here then? Oh, so this is the bathroom. Dries, look at this. Edwin, do look at this. Just look at it. Well, you've both seen it before, of course you have, but you must please forgive your Auntie, Edwin, because she's never seen it before. God bless us, Luke. Hot, cold waste. And look at that. Oh, and that cupboard under the lavatory is very handy. Oh, what a snare for a careless servant, though. Maggie'll have to look at it every day, or it'll be used for anything and everything. You tell her. That's what our auntie says. You know what I was going to say just now? Well, you know what I've been thinking since I came in the room? I'll tell you what I've been thinking. What I've been thinking was, if only your mother could have seen it all.
I should like to see every room in the house. It's the most beautiful, the most perfect. And here's another room. Now, what's this room to be used for?
Edwin's bedroom.
Oh, really, really? Well, that I must see. You don't mind, do you, Edwin?
No.
Oh, I must say I'm very curious to see this. To think, Edwin. Bless us, just to think that soon you'll be sleeping in this very room. There really cannot be many young men who'll ever sleep in a room like this. And look at the light that comes in from that window. I've never seen so much light. Just look at it. And anyone can tell that's a well-made door, or you'll have no disturbance with a door like that. And look at that. Oh, such lovely tiles. You must see the servant always wipes those down. Hey, how big it is. But a room should be spacious. Oh, I've always said that. You must be so grateful to your father, Edwin. Well, aren't you grateful to him? Well, of course you are. Just look at it.
What's all this? Huh?
It's for shelves.
Shelves?
My books. It's Mr. Orgrave's idea. He says it'll cost less.
Cost less? Mr. Orgrave got too many ideas. That's what's the matter with him. Too many ideas and too clever behalf. If Orgrave goes on the way he's going, he'll idea me into the bankruptcy cult. Well, I'm not as daft as he thinks. I've got my eye on his accounts.
Now, Father, you've said over and over again how glad you are that Edwin's so fond of books. And how glad you are he never goes out. There isn't a better boy than Edwin in all Bursley. That I will say and say to his face.
You say.
And how much easier those shelves would be to keep clean than a bookcase would be. No polishing, just a rub and a wipe with a damp cloth now and then. And no dirt underneath. Take care of your corners anyway. Well, that's what I think of. Oh, Maggie, keeping all this clean. There were work for two women, early and late, day and night, and then soon. But people aren't so particular nowadays. I mean, not as they used to be, I fancy. Oh, I fancy that more and more. Now, I do like my nephew to be tidy. Oh, I'm very jealous for my nephew. Let me see. It's your birthday next month, isn't it?
Yes, Auntie.
Well, I know he hasn't got a lot of money, and I know his father hasn't money to spare just now, what with all these expenses from the house.
You may well say that, Auntie.
I saw you the day before yesterday. Oh, my nephew didn't see me, but his auntie saw him, never mind where. And I said to myself, I should like my nephew to have a suit a little better than that when he goes up and down in his father's business. What a change it would be if his old auntie gave him a nice new suit for his birthday this year.
Oh, Auntie.
Well, you come and see me tomorrow, and I'll have a little piece of paper in an envelope waiting for you. And you must choose something really good. Oh, you've got excellent taste, we all know that. And we shall see how neat and spruce you keep yourself in future, shan't we? Eh?
A new suit. I shan't be grateful to her, though. I shall never be grateful to her. It's her fault I'm not an architect. It'll be £5, I know it will. I shall go and be measured at Shillitoes. Do I dare go to Shillitoes? Why shouldn't I? Shillitoes, yes. A Shillitoe suit. Be one in the eye for father will that. Be one in the eye for everyone. I'll be good and set up to go anywhere now. What a strange, extraordinary woman she is. With this room and my suit, there'll be no stopping me. I'll be good and set up for anything.
Good morning, dear. How are you?
I'm all right, thanks.
You haven't been too cold without the eider down. I forgot to ask before. You know, I only took it off because I thought the weather was getting too warm. I didn't want it for another bed.
I know you didn't.
I assure you, it's in the chest of drawers in my room.
There's really no need to tell me that. I've been quite warm enough.
And the toast? I do hope after all I've said to Hetty about...
Well, you can see I've eaten it all.
Oh, good. Are you thinking of getting up today, dear?
Yes, I suppose I may as well. It'll be lunchtime soon.
I'm sure it's best for you to do what you feel like doing. I asked the doctor the last time he was round, is it best for her to do what she feels like doing? That is precisely it, he said. Quite the best cure for a nervous breakdown. Perhaps we could go to church together on Sunday again. Would you like to do that? You said he gave a very good sermon last week. Well, perhaps when Sunday comes round.
It's no use to me, because I don't believe.
Well, what I know is you must do just as you feel. I've given those Boutwoods notice.
Not really.
They were shockingly late for breakfast again this morning, both of them were. Mr. Boutwood had the face to ask for another egg. Hetty came and told me. So I went in myself. I said, breakfast is served in my house at 9 o'clock, and there's a notice to that effect in the bedroom, not to mention the dining room, and as good a breakfast as they get in any of the hotels, I lay. If the eggs are cold at 10 o'clock, and after that it was today, if the eggs are cold at 10 o'clock, that's not my fault. How can it be? No, it's just idleness and carelessness. Idleness and carelessness is what it is. Well, he was very insulting. Most insulting. He said he paid me to give him not what I wanted, but what he wanted. He said if I went into a shop and they told me what I ought to want and when I ought to want it, I should be annoyed. I said I didn't need anyone to tell me that, I said. And my house wasn't a shop. He said it was a shop, and if it wasn't, it ought to be. Can you imagine it?
Telegram, Mum.
Here. Take the tray, Hetty, and put those books on my desk. And I wonder what he'll say.
Who?
George.
Is Mr. Cannon coming here?
He says he'll be here for lunch. He's bound to be vexed about the Boutwoods. But he doesn't understand. Men, don't you know? They don't understand the strain it is on you.
I don't think I shall get up for lunch today.
But you know, he'll have to see you this time. He wants to.
But why?
Your affairs, I suppose he says so. Coming lunch one must see Hilda, George.
I don't like telegrams.
I think if you could get up, it would be nicer than him seeing you here in bed.
I'll get up.
Good. Well, I'd better get everything ready for his arrival then.
I can't bear to see him. I would have been here in time. I stayed there for him.